The philosopher Alan Watts believed we face a distinct choice when confronting the unknown. We can let fear dictate our actions, or we can step forward with the open, eager questioning of a child. That choice is constantly tested today. We operate in an environment of extreme volatility and a pace of change that leaves many feeling entirely overwhelmed. When our environment becomes this unpredictable, it triggers a rapid response in the amygdala. The amygdala is an almond-shaped cluster of neurons deep in the brain that acts as our oldest evolutionary hardware, specifically tuned for threat detection. In these moments, our biological systems prioritize total paralysis over progress or adaptation. A panicked amygdala initiates an immediate fight or flight response. Your heart rate spikes, your breathing shallows, and your body prepares to physically react to immediate danger. To fuel this physical reaction, the brain floods the body with cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone designed to provide a quick burst of energy to escape a predator, but is unsuited for constant, lingering uncertainty. Remaining in a high cortisol state for months or years physically damages the brain. Prolonged exposure correlates strongly with cognitive decline and accelerating memory loss. In this state of perpetual overwhelm, the brain diverts resources away from its higher functions. We lose the capacity to collaborate with peers, absorb complex information, or engage in high-level problem-solving. This creates a difficult situation inside modern organizations. Executives frequently try to drive up productivity and force rapid changes, demanding better results from teams that are biologically incapable of delivering them. When managers rely on anxiety to motivate their staff, they actively degrade their team's cognitive abilities. Leading through fear sabotages the intellectual tools and human connections required to survive a volatile landscape. But humans possess a secondary, built-in survival mechanism specifically designed to decode the unknown: curiosity. Long before modern business existed, curiosity was the primary evolutionary drive that pushed early humans to map their environment, test new food sources, and adapt to harsh, changing climates. Activating this sense of wonder physically alters how the brain routes information. Approaching a problem with curiosity actively bypasses the panicked amygdala. Instead, the signal travels to the hippocampus, a complex structure in the temporal lobe that regulates emotion, learning, and new memories. Investigating the world with curiosity forces a biological reset, neutralizing anxiety so that higher cognitive functions can resume their work. This visualization shows the chemical shift from fear to exploration. As the jagged cortisol line drops, a smooth, upward curve represents dopamine. This dopamine hit creates a positive feedback loop. The brain associates learning with reward, prompting us to seek out even more answers. This chemical loop forms the biological foundation of a growth mindset, the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work, rather than being static, unchangeable traits. Operating in an exploratory state acts as rigorous exercise for the mind. It enhances critical thinking, improves memory retention, and serves as a protective barrier against cognitive decline later in life. Clinical studies consistently link this state of active questioning to lower baseline anxiety, higher levels of positive emotion, and greater overall life satisfaction. By actively choosing to investigate our surroundings, we heal and strengthen our brains against the exact stress that modern life creates. If this rewiring strengthens the individual, we have to look at how it changes the way we operate together in business. Companies constantly chase new revenue streams and untapped markets. Discovering those opportunities requires a workforce that naturally wants to pull things apart and see how they work. This behavior creates organizational agility. It allows teams to trial unconventional ideas, fail fast, and quickly adapt their strategies without the fear of punishment. It is highly effective in change management. Leaders who actually ask their staff how a new system is affecting them can identify real operational friction, reduce resistance, and adjust their processes based on honest feedback. The cultural impact is equally measurable. Active listening and asking genuine questions fosters deep empathy, leading to stronger, more resilient relationships between colleagues. A rigid organization that punishes questioning lacks the biological and structural mechanisms required to innovate or survive shifts in the market. The most advanced practical application of this trait is found in mindfulness practices, specifically the cultivation of a beginner's mind. This practice does not mean turning off your thoughts or ignoring your training. It means approaching a familiar problem by temporarily leaving behind historical baggage and out-of-date assumptions. Relying solely on past expertise leads to a rigid state of knowing. When you operate from a place of absolute certainty, you instantly limit your future possibilities and blind yourself to new solutions. Asking questions allows you to deconstruct societal assumptions and rigid norms. You get to test the validity of the information presented to you and discover the truth for yourself, rather than accepting the status quo. By choosing curiosity over the comfort of knowing, we replace the fear of the unknown with a succession of viable new paths, transforming life from a state of passive anxiety into an active, rewarding journey of discovery.